All right, you beautiful degenerates. Let's cut the crap and get straight to it. We're diving deep into cybersecurity, specifically offensive security. The mad lads behind Kali Linux. I always thought offensive security sounded like some shit straight out of a Jason Bourne flick, but this is way more hardcore. We've got a stack of articles, research, even some insider intel. So buckle up.
It's a world that definitely attracts some unique personalities. Let's just say that.
Damn straight. So offensive security. These guys, they got started way back in 2006, right? And get this, it was a husband and wife duo, Mattia Haroni and his wife, Iris. Who would have thought a power couple was behind all this hacking chaos?
Yeah, it's not your typical Silicon Valley fairy tale, is it? You wouldn't picture a mom and pop shop cranking out tools that governments and cybersecurity hotshots use globally.
No shit. And their claim to fame, Kali Linux. This thing is legendary. It's built on Debian Linux, and it's basically a hacker's dream come true. Over 600 security programs crammed into one distro. We're talking penetration testing, digital forensics, you name it, Kali's got the tools for it.
Okay, so for those of you who aren't fluent in hacker speak, penetration testing, or pen testing as the cool kids call it, is basically ethical hacking. You're essentially trying to break into systems to find those weak spots before some scumbag hacker does.
And digital forensics, that's like the CSI of the cyber world. You're investigating cyber crime, digging through digital evidence to figure out who did what and how they pulled it off.
So Kali Linux, it's the ultimate Swiss Army knife for both the good guys and the bad guys. Anyone can just get their hands on this and wreak havoc. Pretty much, yeah. It's powerful stuff, no doubt. And you want to know something even crazier? Kali actually had a predecessor, Backtrack Linux. This bad boy was even more hardcore. They designed it to completely wipe out any trace of its use. We're talking disappearing act, like some Mission Impossible shit.
These guys were playing for keeps right from the get-go.
Isn't real.
But hold on, it gets even wilder. We got to talk about Exploit DB. This is some next level shit right here. It's a freaking database of vulnerabilities and exploits just out there in the open for anyone to use. Are you telling me these hackers, they just share their secrets like it's nothing?
It might sound insane, but there's a method to the madness. The cybersecurity world thrives on this thing called responsible disclosure. When someone stumbles upon a vulnerability, they share it with the software developers so they can patch it up before some malicious asshole exploits it. Exploit DB is a key player in that whole process.
So it's like a fucked up arms race, but instead of nukes, it's knowledge. The good guys are trying to stay one step ahead by sharing their intel.
You got it. It's a constant back and forth, and information is the name of the game. Speaking of information, offensive security isn't just about building tools. They're also known for their training and certifications,
Yeah.
right? And their most badass offering has got to be the OSCP. This thing is notorious for being brutal. I've heard stories about the exam, a 24-hour hacking marathon where you actually have to break into a test network.
Holy shit, that's intense. But I guess that's what makes it so valuable. It's not just some bullshit multiple choice test. You got to prove you can actually hack the shit out of something. No wonder companies go crazy for anyone who has that OSCP badge of honor.
Oh yeah, the OSCP is no joke. It's considered one of the most challenging cybersecurity certifications out there, and for good reason. It's not just about theory. You have to demonstrate your skills in a real-world scenario. That grueling 24-hour exam, it simulates an actual penetration testing gig. They throw everything they've got at you.
Man,
Yeah.
talk about pressure.
Yeah.
But I guess if you can survive that, you can pretty much handle anything the real world throws at you.
Exactly. It's a testament to your skills and dedication.
Okay, so we've got Kali Linux, the ultimate hacker's playground. We've got Exploit DB, the open source library of vulnerabilities, and we've got the OSCP, the ultimate test of hacking skills. What else are these guys up to? They've got to have more tricks up their sleeves.
Oh, they've got their fingers in a lot of pies. They've got other projects like Metasploit Unleashed.
Wait, Metasploit? Isn't that like a hacking framework? The kind of shit you see in those documentaries about cyber warfare.
Yep, that's the one. And Offensive Security's Metasploit Unleashed is a free training resource that teaches you how to use it. It's basically a crash course in advanced penetration testing techniques.
So they're not just giving you the weapons, they're showing you how to use them. Sounds kind of risky, doesn't it? Like giving a loaded gun to someone who's never held one before.
It's all about empowering the good guys, right?
Larry.
Remember, knowledge is power. The more people understand how hacking works, the the better we can defend against it.
Right, right. So Metasploit Unleashed, what else is on their resume?
Well, they also host the Google hacking database.
Hold up. Google hacking. That's like something my grandma would do when she's trying to find a recipe for apple pie.
It's a bit more sophisticated than that. Google hacking is a technique that uses Google's search engine to uncover sensitive information that's been, accidentally exposed online. Think usernames, passwords, confidential documents, the kind of stuff that should never see the light of day.
So it's like using Google to find all the dirty laundry that companies have accidentally left hanging out to dry.
Exactly. And the Google hacking database is a collection of these specialized search queries that can be used to find this information. It's like a treasure map for cybersecurity pros. And for the bad guys too, unfortunately.
Man, these guys are like the ultimate digital detectives. I'm starting to think they know more about the internet than Google itself.
They definitely know their way around the dark corners of the web.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Kali Linux, ExploitDB, the OSCP, Metasploit Unleashed, the Google hacking database. It's a pretty impressive track record for a company that started out as a two-person operation.
It just goes to show that passion and expertise can take you far, even in a cutthroat field like cybersecurity.
Damn right. But we've only scratched the surface, haven't we? I'm betting there's a whole lot more to offensive security than what we've discussed so far.
Oh, you have no idea. They're just getting started.
Well, good thing we've got more time to dive deeper into this rabbit hole. This is getting interesting.
Offensive security isn't just, some company like churning out tools and certs. They're building a whole damn community, a tribe of cybersecurity warriors, you could say.
So they're like the cool kids club of cybersecurity, all black hoodies and energy drinks.
There's definitely an element of that, yeah. But it goes deeper than just being cool. They're fostering a culture of learning, collaboration, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. They want to empower people to become better, to constantly challenge themselves and each other.
So like a hacker's version of those elite military units you see in movies, the best of the best, constantly training and pushing each other to the limit.
That's a pretty good analogy. They attract people who are obsessed with cybersecurity, who thrive on challenges and who aren't afraid to think outside the box. It's not just a job for them. It's a way of life.
Right, that makes sense. But let's talk about the real world impact for a second. What kind of dent are these guys making out there? Are they catching hackers, preventing data breaches, that kind of stuff?
Their impact is multifaceted. On one hand, you've got their tools and training programs, which are giving cybersecurity professionals a huge leg up in defending against attacks. On the other hand, you've got their research and vulnerability disclosure work, which is helping to make software and systems more secure from the ground up.
So they're playing both offense and defense at the same time. That's some next level shit.
Exactly. They're raising the bar for both attackers and defenders, and that's what makes them, so crucial. They're not just reacting to threats. They're actively shaping the future of cybersecurity.
I'm starting to get why these guys are so respected in the industry. They're not just talk. They're walking the walk.
Miss Life.
But let's get back to the tools for a minute. We've talked about Kali Linux and Metasploit, but what about their other projects? Anything else our listeners should know about?
Well, there's the Network Security Toolkit, or NST for short.
NST, huh? Sounds kind of boring, like something you'd find in a corporate IT department. What's so special about it?
Don't let the name fool you. This thing is a beast. It's a powerful suite of tools for network security monitoring and analysis. It's like having a portable cybersecurity lab that you can take anywhere.
Wait, you're telling me I can fit an entire cybersecurity lab in my backpack? That's some James Bond shit right there.
Pretty much. NST runs on a bootable live CD, so you can use it on almost any computer. It comes loaded with everything you need to monitor network traffic, detect intrusions, and analyze security events. It's like a one-stop shop for network security on the go.
Damn, that's pretty slick. So if you're a cybersecurity pro who's always on the move, NST is your best friend.
You could say that it's an essential tool for incident response teams, security consultants, and anyone who needs to troubleshoot, network security issues out in the field. It's like having a digital first aid kit for when things go sideways.
Okay, NSC, got it.
Yeah.
What else? I'm guessing they've got more up their sleeves.
They've also developed a bunch of custom security tools that are specifically designed for penetration testing. Tools like the offensive security wireless attack tool or OWASP Zap.
OSB Zap sounds like something you'd use to kill mosquitoes or some shit.
It's actually used to find bugs,
Mhm.
specifically in web applications. OSPAZAP is a powerful tool for web application security testing. It can help you identify vulnerabilities like cross-site scripting, SQL injection, and a whole bunch of other, nasty stuff that hackers can use to exploit websites.
So it's like a spell checker for websites, but instead of finding typos, it's finding security holes that could get you hacked.
That's a good way to put it. It's an essential tool for web developers and security testers who want to make sure that their applications are secure.
Man, these guys really have thought of everything. Tools for hacking networks, tools for testing web apps, tools for training hackers. It's like they're the Amazon of cybersecurity.
Yeah.
One-stop shop for all your hacking needs.
They've definitely carved out a niche for themselves as leaders in the industry. They're not afraid to get their hands dirty and actually do the work.
And they're not just sitting in some ivory tower theorizing about cybersecurity, right? They're out there in the trenches actually doing the dirty work.
Absolutely. They're constantly researching new attack techniques, developing new tools, and training the next generation of cybersecurity professionals. They're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk.
That's what I like to hear. But let's face it, the cybersecurity landscape is constantly changing. New threats are popping up every day. What are offensive security doing to stay ahead of the curve? How do they keep up with all the bullshit that's constantly evolving in this field?
They're obsessed with innovation.
Yeah.
They're investing heavily in research and development. They're collaborating with other industry leaders, and they're always on the lookout for fresh talent. They know that standing still is like signing your own death warrant in this business.
So they're not just sitting back and counting their money. They're actually trying to push things forward.
Not a chance. They know that in the world of cybersecurity, complacency is suicide. They're constantly pushing themselves to be better, faster, and more innovative. They're like sharks,
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
got to keep moving or they die.
Sounds exhausting.
It can be, but it's also incredibly rewarding knowing that you're making a difference, that you're helping to protect, people and organizations from cyber attacks. That's what drives them. That's what keeps them going.
All right, so we've talked about offensive securities, their tools, their training, their research, their impact. But what about the people behind it all? Who are these guys? What makes them tick?
Well, as you know, the company was founded by Mahdi Aharoni and his wife Iris. Mahdi is a brilliant hacker and a visionary leader. He's the mastermind behind Kali Linux and a lot of offensive security's other groundbreaking projects.
And Iris, what's her role in all this? Is she the brains behind the operation or something?
She's the business brains. Yeah, she handles the day-to-day running of the company, which allows Matty to focus on the technical side of things. She keeps everything running smoothly while he's off hacking the planet.
So they're like the ultimate hacker power couple, Bonnie and Clyde of the cyber world.
You could say that they complement each other perfectly. Matty's the creative genius, the hacker who's always pushing boundaries. Iris is the grounded one, the one who keeps everything from falling apart.
Sounds like a match made in hacker heaven.
But they're not the only ones at offensive security, right? I'm guessing they've got a whole team of talented people working for them. Oh, absolutely. They've got some of the sharpest minds in the cybersecurity industry working for them. Penetration testers, security researchers, software developers, trainers. They've got it all. It's like a Justice League of cybersecurity.
And what kind of people are they looking for? What kind of qualities do you need to have to work at a place like offensive security? Is it all about having a PhD in computer science or some shit?
It's not about degrees or fancy titles. They're looking for people who are passionate about cybersecurity, who have a thirst for knowledge and a willingness to learn, and who are driven to constantly improve their skills. They want people who are obsessed with hacking,
Yeah.
who eat, sleep, and breathe, cybersecurity.
So if you're a self-taught hacker who can crack any system, you're in. No resume needed.
If you can prove your skills, you're in. They're always on the lookout for talent, regardless of your background. They don't care if you learned your skills from a university or from hacking your neighbor's Wi-Fi when you were 12. If you can hack, you can hack.
That's pretty cool. So you're telling me that anyone with the right skills and dedication can become a cybersecurity professional. That's inspiring as hell.
Absolutely. The cybersecurity industry is booming right now, and there's a huge demand for skilled professionals. If you're willing to put in the work, there's no limit to what you can achieve.
But let's be real. Not everyone is cut out for this kind of work.
Okay.
It takes a certain type of personality, right?
Mhm.
You got to be a little bit crazy to want to spend your days hacking
Yeah.
into systems.
Definitely. You need to be able to think like a hacker. You need to be curious, analytical, and persistent. You need to be able to think outside the box and come up with creative solutions to complex problems. You need to be able to thrive in chaos and uncertainty.
So you're saying I need to be a little bit off my rocker, a little bit of a wild card.
Maybe a little bit, but it's a good kind of crazy, the kind of crazy that leads to innovation and breakthroughs. It's the kind of crazy that makes the world a more interesting place.
All right, I can dig that. But let's shift gears for a minute. We've talked a lot about the technical side of things, but what about the ethics of all this? I mean, these guys are hackers, right? How do we know they're not not using their powers for evil? How do we know they're not just a bunch of digital vigilantes running around, doing whatever the hell they want?
Mhm. That's a valid question, and it's one that offensive security takes very, very seriously. They have a strict code of ethics that all of their employees and students must adhere to. They're not just teaching people how to hack. They're teaching them how to hack responsibly.
So it's like a hacker's version of the Hippocratic Oath. First, do no harm, but with computers.
Something like that. They believe in responsible disclosure, ethical hacking, and using their skills to make the world a safer place. They're not interested in tearing things down. They're interested in building a more secure future.
But come on, let's be honest. There's always a temptation to cross a line.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, these guys have these skills to break into any system, to steal any information, to cause some serious damage. How do they resist that temptation? What's stopping them from going rogue?
It comes down to integrity. They believe that true power lies in using your skills for good. They know that if they abuse their power, they'll lose the trust of the community and ultimately undermine their mission. They're playing the long game here, and that requires integrity.
So it's like Spider-Man's uncle always said, with great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly. And offensive security takes that responsibility very, very seriously.
And I'm convinced these guys are the real deal. They're walking the walk and talking the talk. But let's talk about the future for a second. What's next for offensive security? What are they working on? What are their goals for the future of cybersecurity?
One of their main goals is to continue democratizing cybersecurity education. They want to make their training and resources, accessible to anyone who wants to learn, regardless of their background or their financial situation. They want to empower everyone to become a become a cyber defender.
So they're trying to create an army of ethical hackers.
Yeah.
Like a global force of white hats fighting against the forces of digital darkness.
In a way, yes. They believe that the more people understand, cybersecurity, the better equipped we'll be to defend against, cyber attacks. It's about leveling the playing field and giving everyone a fighting chance.
Makes sense. But what about the tools? Are they working on any new hacking tools that we should be aware of? Any crazy shit that's about to drop that we should be freaking out about?
They're always innovating, always pushing the boundaries. But one of the things they're most excited about right now is the development of their new cloud-based penetration testing platform.
A cloud-based hacking platform. What the hell is that? Sounds like some sci-fi shit.
It's a game changer, trust me. It allows penetration testers to conduct their work from anywhere in the world. Using a virtualized environment that's secure and scalable. It's like having a hacking lab in your pocket.
So no more lugging around laptops and setting up complicated networks. They're taking hacking to the cloud.
Exactly. It simplifies the entire process, making penetration testing more efficient and effective. It's like taking a sledgehammer to all the old school barriers that used to slow penetration testers down.
Damn. That's pretty impressive. So offensive security is constantly evolving, always pushing the boundaries of what's possible in cybersecurity. It's like they're playing a different game than everyone else.
They're definitely playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. They're thinking 5 steps ahead.
Well, what else can we expect from them in the future? Are they going to be implanting chips in our brains and hacking our thoughts next?
Well, they're investing heavily in artificial intelligence and machine learning. They believe these technologies have the potential to revolutionize the way we approach cybersecurity.
AI-powered hacking tools. That sounds both exciting and terrifying as fuck. Are they trying to bring about the robot apocalypse?
It's definitely a double-edged sword, but offensive security believes it's essential to embrace these technologies if we want to stay ahead of the bad guys. They're not afraid to experiment, to push the boundaries of what's possible.
So offensive security is a company that's constantly pushing the boundaries of cybersecurity. They're developing cutting edge tools, providing world class training and shaping the future of the industry. What's not to love?
They're a force to be reckoned with. That's for sure.
Well, there you have it, folks. Offensive security, the hackers who are making the world a safer place, one hack at a time. But hold on, we're not done yet. We still need to talk about what all this means for you, the listeners. Why the hell should you care about any of this? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, so we've spent a good chunk of time geeking out about offensive security, the company, the tools, the people behind it all. But let's bring it back down to earth for a sec. What does all this cybersecurity mumbo jumbo actually mean for you, the listeners? Why the hell should you even give a shit?
Look, cybersecurity, it isn't just, some abstract concept that only tech nerds need to worry about. It's everyone's responsibility. We all live in a digital world now, and we're all vulnerable to these assholes who wanna steal our shit and fuck up our lives.
So you're telling me that even my grandma, who can barely send an email without accidentally forwarding a chain letter about a Nigerian prince, needs to be thinking about cybersecurity.
Damn right. These cyber criminals, they don't discriminate. They're targeting everyone, regardless of their technical skills. They're using phishing scams, malware, social engineering, all sorts of sneaky bullshit to steal personal information, financial data, even identities.
Sure, that's messed up. So what can we do about it? Do we all need to become hackers to protect ourselves?
You don't need to become a hacker, but you do need to to educate yourself. You need to understand how these attacks work and what steps you can take to to protect yourself.
So we need to become more tech savvy, more aware of what's going on in the digital world.
Exactly. There are a ton of resources available online, including free training courses from offensive security themselves.
Wait, free training from offensive security, the same guys who train elite hackers. Are you sure they're not trying to recruit us for some secret cyber army?
I doubt it. They genuinely believe that everyone should have access to cybersecurity education. They're trying to democratize knowledge and empower people to defend themselves.
Well, that's pretty badass of them. But education is just the first step, right? What else can we do to protect ourselves from these digital scumbags?
You need to practice good cybersecurity hygiene. It's like washing your hands, but for your digital life. Use strong passwords. Be careful about what links you click on. Keep your software up to date. All that basic shit that most people ignore.
So all the stuff our IT guys have been nagging us about for years.
Exactly. It might sound like, common sense, but a lot of people still don't take these basic precautions.
Yeah.
And it only takes one slip up for a hacker to get in and wreck your shit.
All right, so we need to educate ourselves. We need to practice good cybersecurity hygiene.
Yeah.
Anything else? Do we need to start wearing tinfoil hats and living off the grid?
You don't have to, go that far. But
Yeah.
you do need to be vigilant. Stay informed about the latest threats. Be suspicious of anything that seems, out of the ordinary. Don't be afraid to question things, to double check before you click on something, to be a little bit paranoid.
So basically, we need to channel our inner conspiracy theorist. Embrace our inner cynic.
Think of it as healthy skepticism. Paranoia is just, heightened awareness, right?
Right. So we need to be aware. We need to be cautious, and we need to be a little bit paranoid. Sounds like a recipe for a stress-free life.
Look, the digital world can be a scary place, but it's also an amazing place, full of opportunities and connections. We just need to be smart about how we navigate it. The consequences of a cyber attack can be devastating. So it's worth taking the time to protect yourself.
All right, I'm convinced cybersecurity is important. Offensive security is doing some seriously important work. And we all need to step up our game and do our part to protect ourselves. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners before we wrap this up?
Stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe out there. And for God's sake, change your damn passwords.
That's it for this week's deep dive into the wild world of offensive security. We hope you learned something. We hope you laughed a little, and we hope you're not too terrified to go online ever again. Until next time, stay safe out there, you beautiful degenerates. And remember, the internet is watching.